Hello everyone, let's go to another set of HSA English previous year question paper as per your request. I was only able to find out two set of question papers, previous year question papers. So let's go through it now. First question, what is the correct chronological order of the following events? Palayam Satyagraha, Guruvayur Satyagraha, Kuttankulam Satyagraha and Malayali Memorial. And the answer is option B, Malayali Memorial 1891, Guruvayur Satyagraha 1931-32, Kuttankulam Satyagraha 1946 and Palayam Satyagraha 1947. Which of the following historic novels are not written by Sardar K.M. Panikkar? So, who is Sardar K.M. Panikkar? He was an ambassador of Kerala, okay? And so the question is, we have to find out the historic novels which are not written by him. So, the answer is Ramaraja Bahadur and Martanda Varma, okay? These novels were written by C.V. Raman Pillai. The path of the father belief is associated with Vaikunda Swamigal. Option C. Which of the following statement regarding Swadeshabhimani Ramakrishna Pillai is or are correct? So the answer is option C. That is, Ramakrishna Pillai became the editor of Kerala Panchika newspaper in 1901, and Ramakrishna Pillai was arrested and exiled from Travancore in 1910. Swadeshabhimani's founder and publisher was Vakam Abdul Khader Maulavi. Okay, this is an additional information for you. Okay, next question. Consider the following pairs of authors and their works. So we have to find out which of the following pairs are incorrect. So the answer is option A, Parvati Nenmeni Mangalam, Punarjanmam, Anna Chandi, Kalapagarchagal. Okay. So Punarjanmam was written by Vasanthi and Kalapagarchagal was written by Devagi Nelliyangod. Which one of the following is not a part of the preamble of the Indian Constitution? Option D, Federalism. Employment Guarantee Scheme was first introduced in which of the following states? Maharashtra. Parliament cannot amend the provisions which form the basic structure of the Constitution. This was ruled by the Supreme Court in Keshava Nanda Bharati case. Next question. The first protocol to ban the emissions of chlorofluorocarbons in the atmosphere was made in Montreal. Parak, which was seen in the news recently, is a portal associated with which field? Student learning assessment. The concept of fundamental duties in the Constitution of India was taken from which country? USSR. Okay, fundamental rights is taken from Constitution of US. Okay. Who can remove the President and members of the Public Service Commission from the post? President. In which year the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act came into force? 2006. The first country which legally allows its consumers to use cryptocurrency, El Salvador. Which of the following constitutional amendments provided for the right to education? Option A, 86th Amendment. Which of the skills can be called as productive skills? Speaking and writing. Which of the following cannot be considered as an aim of CCE? It is comprehensive and continuous evaluation. And the answer is recording the scores obtained by learners in their annual examination. Some of the famous learning theories and its propounders are given below. Match them appropriately. And the answer is option C. That is Jean Piaget, Cognitive Development Theory, Vygotsky, Socio-Cultural Theory, Kohler, Insight Theory, and Thorndike, Trial and Error Theory. Combination of both face-to-face and traditional classroom methods with e-learning is used to create a hybrid approach to learning. Which type of learning is referred here? Blended learning. Which of the following is not correct about pedagogic analysis? Option B. Evaluation is not a part of pedagogic analysis. Name the Shakespearean critic who argues that Macbeth begins by unleashing the terrible threat of destructive maternal power and demonstrates the helplessness of its central male figure before that power. And the answer is Janet Edelman. The School for Scandal was first performed in London at option C, Drury Lane. Upon his return to Hertfordshire, whose death does Jack announce to Miss Prism and Dr. Chasuble? Ernest. Higgins claims that English is a language of Shakespeare, Milton, and the Bible. What does Nora bring into the cottage at the beginning? The bundle of clothes. Which is not one of Estragon's characteristics? Egotistical. Okay. What is the name of the restaurant where Happy and Biff take Billy? Frank's Chop House. For what does Tom pay membership dues with the money earmarked for the electricity bill? The Union of Merchant Seamen. Magamandala is based on two folk stories which Karnad heard from his guru, A.K. Ramanujan. Elaine Showalter's prime area of research was hysteria and madness in women. According to Bharata, rasa is a result of vibhava, anubhava, and vyabhikari bhava combining to form sthayi bhava. Option C. Where does most of the action in the novel The Bluest Eye takes place? Lorraine, Ohio. What do Baby Kochuma and Kochumaria have in common? They both live sedentary lives and watch television. By profession, the protagonist of Roots and Shadows, Indu, is a journalist. Who is Santiago's hero? Joe DiMaggio. With whom does Napoleon play cards at the end of the novel Animal Farm? Mr. Pilkington. What is the name of the village near Wuthering Heights? Gimmerton. Foster says that when the love ends, tolerance starts. The essay on the rule of the road by A.G. Gardiner is taken from the anthology Leaves in the Wind. The Trumpet Club was published in February 11, 1710. Do you know why the club was called Trumpet Club? Because they both gathered at the tavern named Trumpet. Okay. Next question. Bacon says that to spend too much of time for studies is sloth. What is Irakilas? It's a Australian tribe. Option B is the answer. The poem Africa is a dramatic monologue. The most important literary device employed in the poem, This is a photography of me, is enjambment. The sills in the house of 1,000 doors are cut in bronze. Some of the idioms of the poem, Telephone Conversation, point out the general geography of London. How many stanzas is the poem Because I Could Not Stop for Death have? 6. How many speakers are there in the poem Home Burial? 2. When was the poem Obituary published? 1971. In which collection was Night of the Scorpion published? The exact name. In the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear, reason is compared to a clear stream. The poem Daddy was written on October 12, 1962. The poem A Prayer for My Daughter by Yeats is addressed to Annie, his daughter. According to Bertrand Russell, intellectual independence is essential to the proper fulfillment of the teacher's functions. According to Dr. Radhakrishnan, the humanity is important because it teaches us about our own nature. Dash is the turning point of incidents. Option D, denouement. According to Wordsworth, meter is not essential to poetry. The touchstone method is a modified method of Addison. Which cantos of Dante's Inferno are referred to in the essay Tradition and the Individual Talent? Canto 15 and 16. Option C. Ode to a Skylark consists of 21 stanzas. Read the sentence to find if there is any grammatical error in it. If there is any error, it will be only in one part of the sentence. So the alphabet of that part is your answer. It's raining, so we are not going out. We would get wet if we went out. So it's raining is correct. So we are not going out. We would get wet if we went out. Actually, there is a confusion. I have gone through an answer key in a website and it's written that it's option B. It's actually very confusing. So we are not going out. We would get wet. So if we went out. In my gut feeling, option D is not correct. Okay, anyway, I'm just stepping into the next question. If you know the answer, please comment it on the comment box, okay? Which of the following words mean about to happen? Threatening. Option B, imminent. Choose the most effective word that is nearly same in the meaning to the word benevolent. Option C, benign. Choose the most effective word that is nearly opposite in meaning to the word sodden. Option B, arid. Out of the given alternatives, choose the one which means a qualified medical doctor who specializes in the treatment of diseases of the eye. Option D, oculist. Pick out the right word from the given words to fill in the blanks. Ritu made the fatal error, option C, of asking for more. Which of the following sentences follows a right word order? I like the little peddler who has a crooked nose. We can go through the other sentences and check it out. So the answer is option A. Produce the correct sentence. It's option C. A good teacher will take the child away from hate to a realm of love and peace through creative work and experimental learning for aesthetic appreciation of nature. Choose the exact meaning of the idiom to make stock of. To be scrupulous about. Complete the following sentence by filling in a or an or the as may be suitable. Sarang stays in bed. There is no need of article there till 9 every morning. Fill in the blank with an appropriate preposition. Salini boasted of. Option C. Boasted of her accomplishments. Point out the noun clause in the sentence. That Catherine will succeed is certain. That Catherine will succeed. Option B. Insert the correct tense of verbs in the following sentence. Joanne is in France at the moment. She has been there for the last 3 days. Option C. Choose the most appropriate phrasal verb. Rose is always busy. She is always on the run. Option B. Fill in the blanks with appropriate conjunction. Give me to drink. Else I shall die of thirst. Option D. Turn the following into indirect speech. The young sparrow said, Mother, what is that cure object? Option B. The young sparrow asked its mother what that cure object was. Rewrite the following sentence so that the verbs will be in the active voice. Rose was struck by his singular appearance. His singular appearance struck Rose. Option A. Choose appropriate question tag for the sentence. Please open the window. Will you? Option B. Change the following sentence into positive degree. It is easier to preach than to practice. It is not so easy to practice as to preach. Option A. Which expression ensures a customer that he is satisfied with the solution the company or brand has offered? There is also confusion in these options. I think the correct answer is option D. I want to check if you have received the help you needed. The phonetic transcription of the word question is option B. Okay. Two-letter graphemes are called digraphs. What are the functional morphemes in the following sentence? The old man sat on the chair and told them tales of woe. Option A. The, on, a, and, them, of. What is the basic lexical relation between the following pair of words? Table, furniture. Option B. Hypernymy. Which of the following sentences describes polysemy in the best way? Yes, I love those. I ate a whole box on Sunday. A word of one type, actually a noun, is reduced to form another word of a different type. Usually a verb is called back formation. How do you group the following languages into pairs which are closely related from a historical point of view? Romanian, Czech, Dutch, French, Gaelic, German, Russian, Welsh. Romanian and French, Czech and Russian, Dutch and German, Gaelic and Welsh. The answer is option A. The final sounds of laugh and cough and the initial sound of photo are examples of labiodendals. Option D. The terms related to titular rankings of the nobility like duke, marquess, viscount, baron are direct borrowings from French. Many of the common English words have two or more forms of pronunciation, one strong form and the one or more weak forms. This phenomenon is termed as gradation. Which of the following aspects points to the direct method of teaching? Option C, it makes direct bond between thought and expression. Which method emphasizes linguistic competence and performance? Structural approach. A console refers to the control room of a language lab. Which of the following belongs to the category of function words? Prepositions. Which of the following words is a reciprocal pronoun? Each other. Which among the following is a trisyllabic word? Impatient. Impatient. Fill in the blank with appropriate form of verb. I had been reading a novel when I heard a knock at the door. Which is the term introduced by Noam Chomsky to describe the actual use of language in concrete situations? Performance. Dash refers to a set of sounds in which the articulation of each is strongly influenced by the following vowel sound. Approximants. Who is a major exponent of the silent way, one of the constituents of humanistic approaches to learning? Caleb Getekno. Okay, that's all.